Hello, my name is Marcus and welcome to 5 Games I Have Played, where today we are having part 23 and it's a middle of the park average one here. And usually I put them into order of starting with the one I like the least, going to the one I like the most. I'm going to have to flip around part 23 here, it's just changed a little bit around. Starting off with GPS. It is from one of the first Kickstarters I saw from Alt Play, which is Segoya, GPS and one other that I don't remember. But GPS is basically you have satellites numbered from 1 to 12, and you're trying to get them in numerical order, starting from here and counting around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're doing that by spinning this thing and placing a satellite there. If you don't have any more to place, you can take the closest one from right to left and move in, or if it lands on one you already have, you can move it to wherever you want, and then try to move it around to create the numbers 1 to 12. It is crazy random, it's crazy stupid. The rules just needed like half extra page to explain some rules, because there's the spaces, but there's like these big chunks. Oh, it's these small lines that you're talking about, and how the hell do we determine that, because the thing doesn't go all the way out, so production quality goes down on that one. And then it's just pure luck, spinning like that, and then oh, that's perfect for my number 10. Well, and just guessing what is going to be where. So yeah, did not like this one. It gets a 4 because again there is some thinking about trying to move it around. You do that, and spinning the thing is fun. But yeah, and that's all that really gives it that 4, is spinning that is fun. That there is this tactical thinking aspect of trying to count where can I place it. There's always that, of course, but other than that, there isn't really much to talk to it, so 4 out of 10 for GPS. Next up is Point Salad. Point Salad is of course an expression within board gaming, meaning you are going to score a lot of damn points in this game. But it's also just a game which tries to get you to score as many points as possible by having drafting. Yeah, so you have cards out that either can be on the vegetable side, where it is a vegetable, lettuce or onion or whatever, or be on a scoring side where it gives you a scoring condition, so like 2 points per onion. And then you're trying to draft a mix of vegetable cards and scoring cards to get as high a score as possible. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's just really boring. It is very random, it's very boring. Again, the thing that I give it a 4 out of 10. The thing that drags it up to that 4 out of 10 is, first of all, the name. I just think it's funny when you know the background of it being, you know, this mechanism almost type thing. I think that's a funny name for a game. Doesn't quite live up to it, you don't score that many points. But then again, you have just this thing of trying to count together and trying to see what is best and manipulating it a little bit. So there is a little bit of thinking to it, and that's basically all that saves it. All it means that I would play it again is that. Yeah, other than that, there isn't really anything to it. Next up is Sushi Go, and I just recently played this again and got confirmed why I'm only giving it a 4 out of 10. It's a drafting game where you get a hand of cards. I think it depends on how many players you are, how many cards you get. In the game we played, we got 10, just recently I remember. And then you play down, and each card have a rule to it. Like miso soup, if you're the only one to place it, you get it and you score 3 points at the end of the round. If multiple people score it, it gets lost. But there's all these things, and you can try and calculate and try and do good, but in the end you're probably gonna fail. And there's multiple things I wasn't happy about. So for example, the one that we played here recently, we had pudding, which means the one who has the most gets 6 points and one who has the least gets -6 points. And it's like, and I thought, you know, hey, fine, somebody can compete about it, but if I don't bother with it, then I'm out of it. The question, no, you get the minus points if you don't collect them. You need to collect some of them. And the same with some cards within the round, where it's like you need to collect these cards, because otherwise you're just going to end up having the least. And I just don't like that, because it's forcing me to waste turns. Like, if I count it up together, I probably had about 5 or 6 wasted turns where I could have gotten something better, but it's just because I'm trying to save my ass to not get -4 points. You can say, oh really, it's +4 points then essentially, or +6 points for that pudding. Doesn't matter, I still end up losing, because I would like it much more if it was just trying to put together cards to score a lot of points. and trying to because you can still bother each other, like with miso soup or with the eel. Like you can see somebody is trying to collect an eel, and you're like, hey, I'm just gonna pick one more. So now I have 3 that doesn't bother me. But you don't get it. These kind of, well, that's hate drafting. I don't like that either. But just setting up these cards to score the most amount of points as possible without bothering each other so directly or forcing me to waste turns. Like, the miso soup is me risking it. The fact that we had 2 turns in a row, we both 2 players, the same 2 players played miso soup. That's funny, because we're both risking it. Like, oh my god. That's funny. Me having to draw with the third, and then like, okay, so I'm out of the question now. I can't win because you have 4 and there's only 1 left. And okay, fine. But I don't get mad, so I'm gonna waste a turn. Basically, that's what's gonna happen now. Great. Yeah, I don't like that. I hate that. Just give me cards put together to score points. I'm wasting a lot of time in Sujigo. I'm trying to make these fast. It's 4 out of 10. Anyways, moving on to Codenames Harry Potter. This is almost sort of a cooperative codenames where you're giving each other clues to different characters to put it on there, just avoiding the black one. I don't, it's a worse version of Codenames, but it's still funny. It's still fine to give these hints and then see them completely misunderstand. Oh, I totally understand. I would definitely prefer regular Codenames. I think that we're all cooperating aspect rather than the one where like we're a team against a team aspect drags it down to 6 out of 10. Codenames I believe is a 7 somewhere on this list. I could probably see it if I wanted to find it. So down to 6 out of 10. Not low, but not as high. And just because that you make it fully cooperative and it was a bit confusing to understand, I definitely prefer regular Codenames. Or Codenames Disney is the one we play usually, but where you are a team against a team. And finally for this list is Decrypto. It's another game that took a little bit to fully understand. The rules are a bit weird in this one, but basically you have a secret code, a 4-number code, like 4321 or no, was it 3? I can't remember. Anyways, and you have then some words that show up, then you're trying, that show up at different places. Right? At number 4 it says cow, and you're trying to get them to guess that it's cow. And then the other team tries to guess your numbers by putting together all the words that you have before and then saying, okay, so they had milk and now they have scones and now they have cookie and oh, it all fits together. Maybe it's cow and then chocolate. Oh, maybe we know that number 4 is cow. So every time there's something that hits towards cow, we're guessing that. Yeah, I mean, even that explanation is weird. It is a really weird game to understand, but if you really understand it, it's actually quite fun. It is both fun to try and guess your opponent, your teammates' thing, like where they're sitting like, come on, you know this, I know you, you know me, you know this, you know it's this one, come on. And then they just guessed incorrectly. Or the team just sitting there trying to put together honey and flowers, and okay, no 3, that might be bees. Every time they hint towards bees, we know it might be 3. And we did manage to guess theirs at one point to stop them, and yay. Super, really awesome when you get into it, but it's so difficult to explain. It's such a weird game. So that is part 23 right there. 5 out of 10 is the average. It's the most average one that I have on here. I just want to see where is Codenames Disney. It should be on here somewhere, just to see what I gave it. See, I need to figure out how to put in this one into something too. Only owns in part 8. Did I only give that a 7 out of 10? What? It's on my shelf right now as like a 9. Codenames, I gave it also just a 6. Okay, I thought I'd give it a 7. It might be upgraded to 7 then eventually. Just one, also just a 7. Some of these are surprising me. Maybe I should do a revamp and see if anyone I want to upgrade or downgrade. But for now, part 23 over 5 out of 10 average. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!